Diana Ross was born on March 26, 1944 in Detroit. She rose to fame as the lead singer of the vocal group The Supremes, who became Motown's most successful act during the 1960s, and one of the world's best-selling girl groups of all time. They remained the best-charting female group in US history, with a total of 12 #1 hit singles on the US Billboard Hot 100, including Where Did Our Love Go?, Baby Love, Come See About Me, and Love Child. At 15, Ross joined the Primettes, a sister group of a male vocal group called The Primes, after being brought to the attention of music manager Milton Jenkins by Primes member Paul Williams. Following a talent competition win in Windsor, Ontario in 1960, the Primettes were invited to audition for Motown Records. Later, following local success via live performances at Sock Hops, Ross approached former neighbor and rumored childhood former boyfriend William Smokey Robinson, who insisted that the group audition for him first. Robinson agreed to bring the Primettes to Motown in exchange for letting him and the Miracles hire the Primettes guitarist Marv Tarplin for an upcoming tour. Tarplin remained with Robinson for the next 30-plus years. The Primettes later auditioned for Motown Records before various Motown executives. In the autobiography To Be Loved of the record executive, record producer, songwriter, film producer, and television producer Berry Gordy, he recalls heading to a business meeting when he heard Ross singing There Goes My Baby and being stopped in his tracks by Ross's voice. He approached the group and asked them to perform it again, but learning of their ages, Gordy advised them to come back after graduating from high school. Underrated, the group went to Motown Hitsville, USA headquarters regularly, offering to provide extra help for Motown's recordings, often including hand claps and background vocals. That year, the group recorded 2 tracks for Lupine Records, with Ross singing lead on one of the tracks. During those early days, Ross did all manner of things for the band, such as being their hairstylist, makeup artist, seamstress, and costume designer. In late 1963, the group had their first hit with When the Love Light Starts Shining Through His Eyes, peaking at number 23 on the Billboard Hot 100 pop chart. At the end of the year, Gordy assigned Ross as the group's lead singer. The group had also become a hit with audiences both domestically and abroad, going on to become Motown's most successful vocal act throughout the 60s. Gordy renamed the group Diana Ross and the Supremes, making it easier to charge a larger performance fee for a solo star in a backing group, as it did for other renamed Motown acts. Gordy initially considered Ross leaving the Supremes for a solo career in 1966, but changed his mind because the group's success was still too significant for Ross to pursue solo obligations. Thus, Ross remained with the Supremes until early 1970. In May that year, Ross released her eponymous solo debut, which included her signature songs Reach Out and Touch Somebody's Hand and Ain't No Mountain High Enough, the latter becoming Ross's first #1 single. Following her departure from the Supremes, Ross embarked on a successful solo career not just in music, but also in film and television. That success was followed by her second album, Everything Is Everything, which included her first UK #1 single, I'm Still Waiting. She continued her successful solo career by mounting elaborate record-setting worldwide concert tours, starring in a number of highly watched primetime television specials, and hit-releasing #1 singles like the 1973's Touch Me in the Morning, 1975's Theme from Mahogany, and 1976's Love Hangover. With all this garnered success in her field, Ross was named the Female Entertainer of the Century by Billboard in 1976. She also ventured into acting, with a Golden Globe Award-winning and Academy Award-nominated performance in the film Lady Sings the Blues from 1972. She recorded the soundtrack for the motion picture, which became a #1 hit in the US album chart. Additionally, she starred in 2 other feature films, Mahogany 1975 and The Wiz from 1978. Acting in the television films Out of Darkness and Double Platinum brought her nominations for a Golden Globe Award. Over her career, Ross has released 24 studio albums, numerous singles, and compilations that have sold more than 75 million records worldwide. According to data from her sales in the US, she has made $2.1 million in record sales for her soundtrack album Lady Sings, released in 1972. Following that, in 1973, her album Touch Me in the Morning made her $756,000. In 1976, her album Diana Ross made her an estimated $800,000. The album went platinum in 1980, bringing her another $1,160,000. One of her bigger deals came when she signed her contract with RCA Records in 1980, adding $20 million to her fortune. Her current net worth is estimated at $250 million. As a member of the Supremes, her songs Stop in the Name of Love and You Can't Hurry Love are among the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame's 500 songs that shaped the genre. They were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1988, received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame in 1994, and entered into the Vocal Group Hall of Fame in 1998. The Guinness Book of World Records recognizes her success in the United States and the United Kingdom for having more hits than any female artist in the charts, with a career total of 70 hit singles, spanning her work with the Supremes and as a solo artist. Diana was the recipient of the Kennedy Center Honors in 2007, the Grammy Lifetime Achievements Award in 2012, and the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 2016. As a lead singer of the Supremes and as a solo artist, Ross has earned 18 #1 singles, 12 as the lead singer of the Supremes and 6 as a solo artist. Ross is the only female artist to have #1 singles as a solo artist, as the other half of a duet with Lionel Richie, as a member of a trio during her time with the Supremes, and as an ensemble member, We Are the World by USA for Africa. She was featured on the Notorious B.I.G.'s 1997 #1 hit More Money, More Problems, since her voice from her 1980 hit I'm Coming Out was sampled for the song. Billboard ranked her as the 28th greatest Hot 100 artist of all time. Ross ranks among the top 5 artists on the Billboard Hot 100 singles chart from 1955 to 2018, when combining her solo and Supremes hits. She had a top 10 UK hit in every one of the last 5 decades, and sang lead on a top 75 hit single at least once every year from 1964 to 1996 in the UK, a period of 33 consecutive years and a record for any performer. In 2004, Rolling Stone placed the group at number 96 on their list of 100 greatest artists of all time. In her time off stage, Ross became romantically involved with Motown CEO Berry Gordy in 1965. The relationship lasted several years, resulting in the birth of Ross's eldest child, Rhonda Suzanne Silberstein, in August 1971. 2 months into her pregnancy with Rhonda in January 1971, Ross married music executive Robert Ellis Silberstein, who raised Rhonda as his own daughter despite knowing her true paternity. Ross told Rhonda that Gordy was her biological father when Rhonda was 13 years old. Beforehand, Rhonda referred to Gordy as Uncle BB. Ross has 2 daughters with Silberstein, Tracy Joy and Chudney Lane Silberstein, born in 1972 and 1975 respectively. The couple divorced in 1977, and Ross moved to New York City in the early 1980s after living in Los Angeles. She dated Gene Simmons, bass guitarist and singer for the band Kiss, from 1980 to 1983. They began dating after Cher, who had remained friends with Simmons following their breakup, suggested he ask Ross to help him choose her Christmas present. Some speculation claims that Simmons began dating Ross while still in a relationship with Cher, but in his autobiography, he contends that he was not seeing Cher when he met Ross. Their relationship ended when Simmons gave Ross the impression that he had resumed his relationship with Cher. Simmons' story differed in 2015 when he revealed that he'd fallen in love with Ross while dating Cher, which ended the 2 women's friendship. Ross met her second husband, Norwegian shipping magnate Arne Næss Jr., in 1985 and married him the following year. She became stepmother to his 3 elder children, Katinka, Christopher, and folk singer Leona Næss. They have 2 sons together, Ross Arne, born in 1987, and Ivan Olav, born in 1988. Ross and Næss divorced in 2000 after press reports revealed that the husband had fathered a child with another woman in Norway. Despite all of this, Ross considers Næss the love of her life and remains close with her 3 ex-stepchildren.